Live, it's the Bison Football Show. Valley News Live and Gate City Bank present the Bison Football Show with head coach Chris Kleiman.
Left hash, 36 yards. Good snap, spot, kick on the way. Kick is up. It's good! Yeah! And the Bison get it done on the road in Youngstown.
Well, some excitement in Youngstown, Ohio last night. The Bison win a thriller, get a big-time road win against a Youngstown State team that was ready to play some football. Late night for us, but how much fun was that, Coach?
It was a great team win, and guys showed a lot of resolve and didn't panic under a lot of adversity and found a way to get it into the fourth quarter, and then we have to go to overtime, and Cam makes another big kick for us.
Hey, Youngstown had won 11 home games in a row. They play well at home. They're a good football team. They've taken on Bo Pelini's personality. They're very tough.
They really are, and when they lost to South Dakota, that made them that much more dangerous and that much tougher to play at home, and I thought they played really well. I thought we played well. It was two really good football teams, physical game. We just happened to make one more play.
Yeah, it was a really clean game, too. It was an outstanding football game. A great environment, too. They did have a nice crowd there. Beautiful night. The day there was like 80 degrees there. It was unbelievable. The Bison won the toss and deferred, so they start with the ball, and they started the game with a very impressive drive.
Yeah, they had some really good openers, did some things that they'd done to us in 2015 as well, just some different formations, and I thought Mays threw the ball really well.
Yep, young quarterback, tip of the cap to this kid. He played really well.
Yeah, and he can run. That's the thing he can do. He can extend plays, and if you're covering downfield a little bit too long and can't get home with the pass rush, he's going to make you pay.
But you held him to 3, and in the end, this was huge to hold him to 3 here.
Yeah, absolutely it was. To be able to force that field goal to only go down 3-0.
The Bison have a 3-and-out on offense, and here come the Penguins again. So some adversity early in the first quarter here.
Yeah, the 3-and-out probably didn't get us a lot of chances to get some adjustments made, but that was just a great play. He steps up in the pocket. We had tight coverage, and they make a big play on third down.
And they got a nice matchup here. They got a speedy wideout on a linebacker with the safety coming in late.
Yeah, we can't have that. That was a miscommunication by our linebackers and corners. We should always match up a corner on a wide receiver, and that was something we have to get corrected.
So 10-0 Youngstown State. We flip to the second quarter now. Third play of the quarter, a catch for the ages. Great drive, and what a catch.
Yeah, it might have been the best catch I've seen.
Me too.
That was phenomenal. Everybody thought it was out of bounds until you realized it was thrown to RJ, and RJ's always got a chance to catch football.
Yeah, he tapped his foot down. That was an impressive catch. And you started to get some heat on Mays. Got him 6 times overall in the game. Here's one of them.
Yeah, we started to pressure a lot more. Coach Ince dialed up a lot of different blitzes, which we needed to do to try to keep him off schedule. And I thought the second quarter we started to settle in.
So it's 10-7 now, 2:46 before half, 13-play, 80-yard drive. This was a huge drive, started with a great run.
Yeah, we knew we were going to have to run Easton stick. That was one of the things in the game plan that we talked about that they probably would give up would be the quarterback run, and Easton did a great job. 4
plays later, here's 24 more from Easton.
Yeah, they once again man coverage. There's nobody out there if you can break through. He does a good job with speed around the edge and gets out of bounds.
Armand Delavade and Lee Wright, really good linebackers, and they did bow their neck here a little bit, kept you out of the end zone. Lee Wright makes a good play here.
Yeah, that was probably the only disappointing thing in the half offensively was just not even getting the touchdown there. They did some great things, made some good plays, batted some balls down, but we are able to tie it right before half.
Yep. 10-10. This was a very even first half, very even game as we look at the stats. The stats tell the picture. Plays were 31-30. Yards were pretty much dead even. The score is 10-10. We have a very exciting second half coming up. Before we get to that, though, Aaron Steidel is on the Gate City Bank hot seat. He wants to buy some land later in life. All right, Aaron, what is the most enjoyable thing you did this past summer?
Probably playing paintball with the guys. I'm paintballing a couple of us.
It's a good one. All right, Carlos, Minnesota. Tell me something cool about Carlos.
Small town, not much to do. Probably the coolest thing is we got a state park.
Okay. Do you like to text or talk more?
Definitely talk. I hate texting.
All right, the fans have a question for you. If you had to give up movies or video games, what would you choose?
I'd probably choose video games. I don't play a lot of them. I enjoy movies.
Okay. If you were given $10 million today, what would you buy first?
I'd buy 1,000 acres of hunting land and all the equipment to go with it.
There you go. That might take more than $10 million. What makes a great leader?
Definitely communication and the willing to sacrifice.
What do you like most about the new locker room?
I gotta say the new lockers. You got cushions, pad cushions, more space.
That's nice. What does the tradition of Bison football mean to you?
Brotherhood. I say brotherhood to people, no matter what age group you are, no matter what, people are going to come down and talk to you or see guys in Frisco from playing 1966, and they still want to talk to you. And it's the same exact connection that they had that we do with each other now.
That's great. Thanks, Aaron. Well, Coach, at halftime, it's 10-10. At that point, you had to figure this was going to be a four-quarter game.
Yeah, we knew it going in. It was going to be a four-quarter game. The challenge was to play our best 30 minutes and have an opportunity in the fourth quarter to win. And our guys were focused at halftime. And at 10-10, we thought that we took their best shot, but we had not. They still had a lot more to give, but I was excited for a big second half of football.
Yeah, no question. The Bison won the toss, so they deferred. So they got the ball to start the second half, but a 3-and-out right away gave the ball to Youngstown, and 5 straight runs by Tevin McCaster. This kid's a very good running back.
Yeah, we lost the field position on a penalty on kickoff return when we had a big return, and then we started our 10. We go 3-and-out, and then they have a short field. There was just a little bit of wind, and they take a short field. Did a great job here by Mays avoiding the sack. We let a guy loose in coverage, which can't happen, and the guy takes in for a touchdown, and now we have more adversity. Yeah,
Kevin Rader was the guy who made the great catch in the semifinals last year. He's a solid tight end. Pressure was on to put a drive here. You really couldn't punt it back to him.
No, we couldn't. We needed to have a big drive, get the defense on the sideline to make the adjustments, and offensively we thought we were just going to run the football, try to impose our will up front, and what a great play here by Easton. Wow. Great block by Mez. Looks like it's going nowhere, and we end up getting a big first down.
Oh, that was a huge play right there. He took kind of a late shot there, too. I thought there might have been a flag on that one, but Bruce Anderson, I thought, ran really hard in this game.
Yeah, there were tough yards. I thought Bruce and Lance both ran hard, and it was tough sledding in there. Those guys are really good up front.
9-play drive, 8 straight runs, 1 pass on the drive, and what a laser.
Yeah, and great setup because we'd run the inside zone off of that action about 5 times, and it sucked the really good linebacker up, and Jentz was able to get behind him for a big play.
17-17, here we go now. Late third, defense gets a huge 3-and-out.
Once again, we're now pressuring the heck out of Mays, and Caleb Butler does a great job of falling off of coverage and making the sack.
Well, explosive plays are huge. We flip over to the fourth quarter right now. Teams come out of their huddles, and boom, a lightning bolt.
Well, you blitz, and 5 misses a tackle, and he doesn't do that very often, and then Easton's off to the races, and what great blocks downfield by Sean Engel, wow. Dallas Freeman up top, and that's a big explosive play.
Oh, that was a great block by Sean Engel down the field right there. 24-17, a monstrous play in the game. Nathan Mays came right back. He showed some resiliency here. A 3rd and 15,
yeah,
beauty.
3rd and 15, and throws it between coverage, and they make a big play.
The drive did stall, however. The defense has kind of dug in here in the fourth quarter. Look at the power by Bruce Anderson here. My goodness.
Yeah, great blocking up front by the Rams, and we get a big gain to get past midfield.
Yeah, this drive did stall too, though. Chris Board was out with an injury, so Jabril Cox, it was his time to step up, and did he ever deliver big time?
Boy, he did. He played really fast. He's so effortless out there and making tackles, and I love to see his excitement. He knew it was his opportunity, and he made the most of it.
Big quarterback run here by Mays.
Yeah, just missed tackles right there. We have him for about a 12-yard gain. Instead it goes for 30, and you can't do that late in the fourth quarter.
Good job by Cole Karst to pursue and still clean him up late there. They have to score here, though. They can't settle for a field goal, and McCaster does power it in.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good defense. We hit him at the goal line, and he slides in there, but big drive by them, really good play calling, and they made some plays.
24-24, about a minute to go, but just take a knee and go to overtime and let it roll there.
Yeah, we were trying to see if we could get a quarterback run early, similar to what we did against Iowa. It didn't happen. There was a little wind. We just felt better in overtime with our football team.
Won the toss and go on defense, and Jabril Cox, wow.
Yeah, great call by Coach Jentz running a run blitz there, and Jabril timed it up so well and got him off schedule, and that was key.
They have a great kicker, but he misses this one.
Yeah, he's a phenomenal kicker. I'll take ours any day, but this kid's a great kicker and just hooked it.
So they didn't get any. Now you're in a great spot right now. You just kind of run and position the ball and put Cam in this position here.
Yeah, we were trying to get at least to the 20. I think that's about where we have, and they called timeout to try to ice him, and Cam did a veteran move but got a free kick in, and then came in and banged it, and what a great scene. What a great celebration for our team. Well-earned victory by the guys.
Oh, that's a hard-fought win. Just a classic football game. Great game. 27-24. Same score it was a couple of years ago at Youngstown. Every time we go there, it's a battle. 393, 338. The time of possession, very, very close. Hard-fought win. Let's hear what the players had to say after the game.
We have all the confidence in the world in him, and with the defense got that stop, that was huge for us, and we had all the confidence in the world just to pound it and try to get some yards and then put it on Cam's leg, and he came through again for us.
It was a perfect night to be outside and kicking. I mean, minimal wind and great temperature, and a lot of fun.
You know, we knew this was going to be a tough one, and every time coming here, you know it's going to be a tough game, and we're going to get their best shot. And you know, the Valley's tough. Every week it's tough, and especially going on the road, and it's huge for us to get this road win out of the way and get a couple games back at home.
Pretty hostile environment, but I liked it. I liked going on the road and having to play up to what the other team is playing.
It was definitely our biggest challenge this year. We were up for it. We knew it was going to be a physical game up front, and they were going to try and run the ball all over us. And you know, it was a battle, and clearly, you know, went down to the wire, and we're ready, to move forward.
My confidence level has built from getting the amount of tackles that I did and sacks. I think going on forward, I can only get better.
You know, especially now that we're going to be back home, I think that's really big rolling in. You know, anytime you can get a win in the Valley, it's huge, and you know, moving forward every week, that's our goal. So
it's a big road win, great team victory. I know we have a lot of things to work on, and we're going to get better.
We know what we're getting in for when we play these guys, and it's usually a four-quarter battle, and again, it was today, and we knew it was going to be a challenge. We knew it was going to be physical. We knew all these things, and we're just happy to get out here and get it done.
Yep, players were excited, no doubt. Well, this week's Nodak Insurance Player of the Game is quarterback Easton Stick. Easton has been playing phenomenal football at a very high level, and in a game where his run game was needed, he said no problem. With Youngstown keying on the backs, Easton Stick rushed 11 times for 172 yards. It was part of the plan. Mix in some downfield blocking, and you have a winning formula.
There are opportunities in the quarterback run game when you do that, and guys did a really good job blocking downfield, and that sprung a lot of them. And to be honest, it was something that was in the plan, and it is every week. It's something that if we can get to it, we will. And like I said, it was a lot of man coverage, and we felt like we could take advantage of that.
Well, he showed great toughness again because that was a physical game, and he delivered. Passing the football, managing the team in the huddle, running the football, he did it all.
He did it all. Great game by a great player, and he prepares himself so well during the week. I've been around one other guy that's prepared himself like that, and that kid's playing for the Eagles. And Carson's taught Easton a lot, and Easton's taken that to another level. And so pleased. He earns every opportunity he has because of his hard work.
Well, let's talk about the kicker, Cam Peterson. I mean, this kid has a heart of gold right now. We remember Iowa City last night. These are pressure-packed kicks. This was almost the same distance as the one at Iowa.
It really was, and nothing phases Cam. Shout out to Ben Newman. Ben works with Cam quite a bit, and Ben, I know you're listening, and great job getting him focused and ready, and Cam has taken his game to another level. He's kicking the ball really well at practice, too, and I was excited for Cam, and I knew once Cam had the opportunity, and he walks out there, he's got great confidence, and he was a really good athlete in high school, and he's making some big kicks for us.
There's no question. Let's dive deeper into Jabril Cox. Just an impressive player. He was a big-time recruit. Big recruiting battle for this kid. He showed all of his potential last night and shows this kid has a bright future.
He's an unbelievable football player that's just scratching the surface on what he can do, and we were so excited for him to have an opportunity. Hated to see Chris go down, but it gave Jabril an opportunity, and it's a way for us to get Jabril on the field, and we're going to find new ways, even when we get Chris back, to get him on the field because he's a difference maker, and that's what you need in games like this, is somebody to step up and make big plays, and he's so athletic, he's so fast, and he strikes you.
Yeah, 8 tackles, 7 solo, 2 sacks, 3 tackles for loss. He just has great length and speed.
He really does, and it was so fun because he's so excited to play the game all the time, and it's so fun to watch him play, watch him practice.
Yeah, it really is. Turnover margin is becoming a huge story. It's a big number. Last week it was plus 12. There were no turnovers last night, so we're still plus 12, but I think this tells a story. You look at the Valley teams, Western Illinois is having a great year. Well, you look at it, they're plus 11. South Dakota's plus 7. Southern Illinois got hot right now. Youngstown's been playing good football. The turnover margin is a big stat.
It's a huge stat. It's one of the main things we look at, and last night was a really clean football game by 2 teams that are on that list that don't turn the football over. And biggest thing for us is when we are able to obtain those turnovers on defense, we capitalize on offense.
Well, and if you have a plus 12, you're not fumbling, you're not interception. Look at this stat here. 0 interceptions for North Dakota State, and there's only 3 teams in the entire nation that have not thrown a pick yet. And look, they're all 6-0. None of these teams have lost a football game. South Dakota's 6-0. Wofford is a triple option team, doesn't throw it. However, they are throwing it quite a bit more than they have in the past. In fact, they threw for over 200 yards yesterday in a big win at the Citadel, but that's also a telling stat, and it also shows how well Easton's playing.
It shows how well Easton's playing. It's showing how well we're protecting Easton. It's showing how well we're running routes and calling plays. It's a total offensive effort that we haven't thrown any interceptions. And Easton will tell you the same thing. He's had great protection, and our guys have run really good routes for him. And it's a category that's hard. It's hard to imagine after 6 games you've had 3 schools there, but you made it. They're 18-0.
Yeah, exactly. That is so impressive. Well, the Bison football team has a lot of great kids on it, and it goes all the way down past football, all the way to their faith. We'll have that story. Stay with us. Welcome back to the show. There are a lot of great kids on this Bison football team who have a great perspective on life, even as young adults. Former Bison great Nate Safe runs the Fellowship of Christian Athletes in this region, and another former Bison has joined him. Together, they are impacting football players and all student athletes at NDSU. Alex Egan has this week's Olaf Anderson construction feature story.
I don't think there's anything like a student athlete, especially at a Division I school, where you are completely submerged into the sport.
Former Bison long snapper Jeff Curtis spends his Wednesday nights at the Shelley Ellig Indoor Track Complex, where North Dakota State student athletes gather not to train or focus on their chosen sport, but instead participate in group discussions centered around their faith. The Fellowship of Christian Athletes chapter at NDSU has grown exponentially over the years.
It's grown from about 10 people to now it's about 60 to 80 sometimes athletes that come, and we get together and spend some time in the Word of God and get to sharpen each other.
The group started with some football players who wanted to expand their weekly Bible study to include other student athletes on campus.
Before we had FCA, we were really limited with our relationships with other athletes.
On this night, the athletes are listening to track athlete Alex Renner tell his story of how his faith has impacted his daily life. It's a message that resonates with everyone in the group, and for the football players who attend, it's a great way to step back and step away from football and look at the bigger picture and their purpose in life.
Well, it puts things in perspective. You understand that this is kind of why we're here and why we get to do what we do as student athletes. We're able to go out there on game days and things like that, and how we play and the way we play kind of reflects this group, but also Christ and what we're trying to do to glorify Him.
It's what helped me out in life, my everyday struggles, and they understand where I'm coming from when I say I'm trying to do this and I'm struggling with it. So it really just encouraged me, and it's motivation, and it helps me through my week.
It's really given us a sense of community, and it's really allowed us to connect with other athletes on campus outside of just our own team.
The football players, this was great for them to come together and see other sports, because when you're in the Fargo Dome, you're really separated from the other athletes on campus. And so what FCA has done is FCA has actually allowed there to be a bridge amongst all the sports, and it's really special to see.
For the Bison Football Show, I'm Alex Egan.
Well, that's a great story. Jeff Curtis, Nate Safe, doing some great things with that organization.
They really are. So appreciate what Nate and Jeff have done, former Bison players that bring an added dimension to these kids' lives that need an outlet. And it's not all academics and it's not all football. Those two are a big part of it, but the social and the spiritual are also big components for our guys. And they really enjoy the Wednesday nights. They enjoy the chapel that they have on Saturday mornings. And thanks a bunch, Jeff and Nate, for what you do.
Yeah, and this goes way back, too, doesn't it? The Chase Morlocks and all the way back to Nate. Nate played a while ago now, but it goes back that far.
Yeah, and it's neat because, you know, I connect with Grant Morgan a lot, and Grant's one of our senior leaders that runs our part of it for football, and we're getting some younger players. And that's so important to have the freshmen, the sophomores. That's going to be the next class, because it was with Carson and Chase, and then it's kind of gone down to Grant and to Easton and so on. And so to get the young players in there, to let them know that there's some people they can talk to.
That's right. That's great stuff. Hey, this week's future crop of Bison is a big defensive end prospect. Spencer Wagey out of Watertown, South Dakota, ran with the 1s and 2s in fall camp, nearly got his shot to play right away. Instead, Logan McCormick has been that guy, but showing great maturity, Spencer is all on board with the decision and wants to really add some strength during his redshirt year.
It was cool that I had that was getting looked at for the chance to play right away. but I do think it's probably was best this way for me to redshirt this year, just to give me an extra year to develop. I wasn't as strong as I'd like to have been coming in, so get an extra year with Kramer really I think will help out.
Well, just another member of this redshirt class that has a bright future.
Yeah, a really good football player in Spencer, and we were going to look at playing him, and we thought the year of development would probably help him a little bit more. And watching him on scout team all the time, he's going against Colin Connor and going against Zach Johnson, doing a great job. He's got a bright, bright future.
Yeah, he does. Well, it doesn't get any easier. Western Illinois, who's on fire right now, comes to the Dome. We're going to need you this week. We'll preview it. Stay with us. Well, the resumes are full enough now where we can actually take a look at the standings, and you start to see some things separating a little bit. A couple of teams are wobbling a little bit. Illinois State, South Dakota State, Northern Iowa gets a big road win. You really look at that top 6 and 7 even with Southern Illinois, and then Youngstown's at 1 and 2. I mean, 1 through 8 there, my goodness.
Yeah, a lot of competition. There's still going to be a lot of movement throughout the next 5 weeks, and every game's a battle.
Yeah, it sure is. And I expect Youngstown, very good football team, to win a lot of games the rest of the season here. Now, this week, Western Illinois, you see them. They're 5-1, 2-1. This is a huge football game.
Yeah, it really is. They're sitting right where they want to at 5-1. They've got a tremendous quarterback in McGuire and a tremendous inside linebacker in Taylor that are two of the top players in the league at their respective positions. And so we'll have to have a great effort, and we'll need a big crowd to try to affect what they do offensively.
You know, much like Youngstown, Western Illinois gets tough kids.
Oh, unbelievably tough kids. I spent 4 years there, and they always have good players. They always have great tradition, and it's just a physical, tough football team that has no fear of going anywhere. They've obviously played well on the road. They don't mind going on the road.
Yeah, right. The Bison are undefeated, folks. Get out to the Dome this week. Be loud. We need you. This is a key part of the season here. Tough, tough game. It's going to be statewide on NBC North Dakota, ESPN3, hopefully College Extra, the 24-station Bison Radio Network will be fired up again. We'll have everything going for you. Big, big ball game. Enjoy it, everybody. We'll see you next time.